Hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Damien Fahy from moneytothemasses.com, and I also host the Money to the Masses podcast, which is one of the most popular money podcasts in the UK. Now, I'm doing these videos almost daily now during this crisis as a result of feedback from listeners and readers and members of our Facebook community, just for some tips and advice about money during this period. Now, today's advice is relating to the marriage tax allowance. Now, this is an allowance that thousands and thousands of people could benefit from, but they don't know it exists. And not only that, if they claim a rebate for past years where they were entitled to this allowance and they didn't actually claim it, they could get a rebate. It will all total up to £1,150, which is a lot of money and will be helpful for a lot of people in this environment. Now, very quickly, the marriage tax allowance is a tax break that's given to married couples or those in civil partnerships where you're born after 1935 and one of the spouses is a non-taxpayer, so they earn less than £12,500 a year. They're not using all of their personal allowance, and the other is a basic rate taxpayer, so they earn between £12,500 and £50,000 in a given tax year. So for the current tax year, what that means is that the non-tax-paying spouse could transfer up to 10% of their personal allowance across to the basic rate paying spouse. Now, that means a maximum allowance can go across of £1,250. If you do the maths, and the amount of tax it saves them is £250 in this tax year. Now, that is great. You have to apply for it. The person who is the non-paying partner has to apply for the tax allowance. You don't have to keep applying for it as long as you're eligible in future tax years. But there are a lot of people who didn't know or do not know about this tax allowance, and it came into effect in 2015, 2016, and you are allowed to make a claim for up to 4 previous years where you were eligible. So if you do the numbers, the allowance has varied over those years, but if you claim for a rebate for the past years and include the relief you're going to get this year, it will total £1,150, which is a large sum of money for nearly anybody out there, especially in this environment, so it's worth claiming. But the one thing you have to bear in mind is that if you will need to claim before the end of this tax year, the 5th of April 2020, if you want to be able to claim for the 2015-16 tax year, because obviously it's a moving target. So as we go into the next tax year, then you can only claim for the previous 4 before that. So there's much more information about how this allowance works, the eligibility criteria, the amounts, etc. in the link below this video. So you can go in there and read all about it, how you make a claim, how long it will take, etc. So please do share this video around because it could help a lot of people. And like I say, it's a decent amount of money that could help people in this particular current environment.